Hello, we're back. It is time for more Genshin Impact. I don't know where I'm trying to go with the swivel. But anyway, I decided today we're going to continue on with our story quests. And so, what should we do now? I think that we should probably do the Vina Volpes chapter, Act 1. I'm going to make sense. Let me claim this key real quick. So, obviously... Wait, don't cancel. No. So, obviously, we're going to be going over to Inazuma. Right now, we're in Sumeru, where I left off after last time. But what it says here is you plan to visit the Yae publishing house. But after arriving in Hanamizaka, you find that it's more lively than usual here. So, let's go find out why it's more lively than usual there. Because we're not there yet. So it can't be here. Where we at? Where we at? There we at. Teleport. I said teleport. Teleport. Gotta love a loading screen, right? All right, so we gotta go down to those people talking over there. Who may they be? Have we met them before? Who knows, but we'll find out. Let's see. I might have.
We haven't been to the Yae publishing house in a while. Paimon
That's
wonders
not the way
if
we
they have
approached.
any new books in. The one we read with A that time was pretty cool.
We read it with her.
Come on, this is a no-brainer, man. There's only one thing worth wishing for, and that is a ton of Mora.
Takatoshi sounds
the
familiar.
exams next week. If I fail again, I'm seriously done for. I'm better off wishing that my exam goes smoothly.
What are you testing for?
It's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing Mora at it.
That's horrible.
If it doesn't work, then just keep throwing till it does.
That's a horrible philosophy.
What are they arguing about? It's quite a spirited debate.
Huh? Really? You guys don't know?
Nope.
You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head and recite a special incantation, then your wish will come true.
Is that from a novel?
Looks like you guys really aren't in the loop.
No,
This,
not from
my
around here.
friends, is the next big thing. A highly effective wish ritual guaranteed to make your wishes come true.
A wish ritual? That actually works?
This doesn't sound credible.
Right? Even Paimon knows that's just not how the world works.
Yeah, even Paimon knows.
I didn't believe it at first either, but that changed when it worked for someone I know.
Who?
It's this guy called Kunihiko. He's practically always been unemployed, wastes his days away, and he owes a lot of money. Like a lot, but get this. I don't see him for a few days, and suddenly I find him dressed to the nines and feasting at a high-class restaurant.
What are nines?
I heard it directly
exactly.
from him.
I've heard that a
He
lot,
used
but I
this
don't know what
wishing
nines are.
ritual, and the next day he woke up to find his whole bed filled high with Mora.
His whole bed was filled with... Wow!
Paimon, calm down.
Of course, I'm sure the part about waking up lying on a bed of Mora is a bit of an exaggeration. Whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a difficult ritual. It can't hurt to give it a try, right?
If you're still feeling skeptical, just ask around. There are a lot of very compelling stories going around these days.
Oh, really?
Well, come on! Let's go ask around right now, shall we?
Why the sudden urgency, Paimon?
Well, if it really is true, then just think of all the Mora Paimon could... Oh, and you'd finally be reunited with your twin, too. Let's go!
Thank you for the back burner thoughts. All right, so the Great Norakami Offering. Start. Where do we go to start? So up this way, but can we tell? I think teleporting would be faster. Teleport. All right, and still got to go down. That wouldn't have made too much of a difference. I hope I didn't take a bunch of damage there.
Closer inspection, it seems like there really are a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff. Hey, see those two? Paimon remembers them from the AI publishing house. One's an editor and the other's an author.
What a great combination.
Grasp the thought in mind. Clear like the light of the moon. As close as kin with you. No, thou. Wait, thee? Hear my summons, right?
Why is the writer struggling with the words?
No, it's not hear my summons, it's heed my summons. Heed. You're never going to get it down at this rate.
I'm guessing this is the ritual, though.
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Whoa! Sheesh, you scared me. Okay. Okay. Where did I leave off with the incantation again?
You got so worked up like my dog, not realizing that I was still walking her and she thought she was on her own. She turns around, sees me, and then scatters.
Junkichi is trying it out, to be specific. He's hit a bit of a creativity block recently, so I'm helping him make a wish so that he can move past it.
Watch a music video. Whenever I'm thinking I need an idea for a TV show, which I haven't for a long time, but they still come anyway, I just think about a music video that I've seen. I'm like, oh, shoot, that would make a great story. I didn't think you guys would believe in this kind of thing.
I mean, I obviously don't. But Junkichi never listens to an outside opinion, so all I can do is go along with it.
Mr. Shigeru, can you please be a little more accommodating? This is extremely important to me. People have had all kinds of wishes come true. Become more attractive, get rich quick, ace their studies. I'm just a poor, struggling writer looking to get over a creative hurdle. Is that so much to ask?
Do they really get more attractive?
Anyway, I just know this is going to work. I have a gut feeling about it.
Didn't you say the same thing when you went to make your wish at the Grand Narukami Shrine? Oh, I just know this is gonna work. I have a gut feeling about it.
The Omamori from the shrine take too long to have any effect on your luck. All right, enough of that. Help me get this incantation down. My new book depends on it.
Look, to be completely honest, I think you need to sit down and have a good think about what kind of story you want to write. Where's all that self-confidence you had when you first started out? Look at you now, trying dubious methods from any old light novel.
Wait. What? This wishing ritual comes from a light novel?
Isn't that what I said
It's
last
from the one
conversation?
called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Is it published at the A Publishing House?
No, it's most likely a self-published title. It just appeared out of nowhere and took Inazuma by storm. As a fellow writer, I'll refrain from passing comment on how well the story is written, but everyone is saying the wishing incantations it contains are the real deal.
Look, Junkichi, yes, everyone's saying it's real, it works, but that's only half the story. I've also heard lots of people saying that everyone who's had their wish granted using this method starts behaving strangely.
What's so surprising about that? They're probably just giddy with joy at having their wish come true.
This is starting to sound a little suspicious.
That's what I was about to
Why
say.
don't we go to the
Like,
Grand
word for word.
Narukami Shrine and ask Yaimiko about it? She's the expert when it comes to both light novels and the supernatural.
All right. Let's go talk to Yaimiko. Oh, we have a copy of the book. But let's go ahead and teleport up here. Wait, isn't this like underneath the mountain? I might need to redo my teleport. Yeah, I need to redo my teleport. Wait, we're not even at the right one that I was trying to go to. It's still not going to be right. There we go. That works. All right, Yaimiko. Where are ye? Oh, she's talking to somebody. Has something to do with wishes?
Oh, great, you're here.
Or is she really talking to them?
Well, hello there, young ones.
Hi.
What brings you to the shrine? It just so happens that I have a wonderful novel here. I highly recommend it.
We'd like your expert input on something.
Oh? Well, what did you want to ask?
Well, we were just Actually, you look kind of busy. Is this a bad time?
No, not at all. It's nothing major.
Lady Guji, what do you mean, nothing major? I'm begging you, you've got to help me save my brother.
What happened?
It really is nothing major. I stand by that. Oh, but since you're so curious, let's have him relate the story one more time, just for you.
You two seem to have a good relationship with Guji-ai. Please, put in a good word for me. You have to convince her to help my brother.
What's wrong with your
Here's what
brother?
happened. My name is Kato Yohei, and my brother is Kato Shingo. All he's ever wanted is to become a swordmaster, so he once asked Sensei Domon of the Meikyo Shisui art to take him on as a disciple.
Mm-hmm.
Domon turned him away, took one look at him and said he didn't have what it takes to train in the art of the sword. But my brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could, and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently. But since his victory, he's been acting extremely strange.
He made the wish.
It's like he's become a completely different person. The doctors can't find anything wrong with him, so I'm betting it must be the work of an evil spirit. That's why I'm here, begging for Guji-ai's help.
You know, there really aren't as many evil spirits lurking around as you seem to think. Your brother achieved the goal he'd been striving toward for as long as he can remember, and now it's gone. It's only natural that he feels a little empty and lost while he's trying to find a new direction.
I doubt that's what
If
it
it were
is.
me, I'd just leave him be for a couple of days. He'll recover on his own soon enough.
Doubtful.
No, Lady Guji. If you saw him for yourself, you'd know. I guarantee you, he's not acting like someone who feels empty and lost.
Oh, all right, all right. Then tell me, when did your brother spar with Domon's disciple?
About 5 days ago.
5 days ago, you say?
Yes, Lady Guji. That's a long time for him to be acting up like this. I'm really worried about him. Our greatest wish is to one day found our own school, just like Domon. We can't jeopardize that dream now.
Wait a minute, now I'm a little confused. Are you here to save your brother, or are you here to make your dreams of founding a martial arts school come true?
Well,
Little bit of
they're
both.
kinda two sides of the same coin, aren't they?
I'd say so.
Whatever. Let me ask you this. Have you heard of any interesting new rumors lately? If so, I'd love to hear about them.
This is exactly what we're here for.
What? Rumors? I haven't heard anything.
That's a
Oh,
lying
dear.
voice.
Well, that's too bad.
You lie.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the subject. This is someone's life we're talking about here. Please, you've gotta help me.
Miko, he seems really desperate. His thing with his brother sounds really bad. Come on, you should help him.
He looks very anxious. He looks very... Let's go anxious.
Okay, fine. Then it's decided.
Yay, Miko! So you're gonna help him?
Kato, whatever your name was.
Oh, wow.
These two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine, and in fact, they are experts in resolving all manner of strange and supernatural phenomena.
Not true.
Exorcisms and that sort of thing are all in a day's work for them.
Not true at all.
Yeah! Wait a sec!
Gonna blow her cover.
Really?
Is that hesitation that I detect in your voice? So let me get this straight. You come begging to me for help, I actually recommend someone for the job, then suddenly you start doubting me?
Well, you're not being
Not at all. Never.
honest here.
Whatever Lady Guji says, I trust wholeheartedly.
I
Thank you,
wouldn't.
too, for your willingness to help. Please follow
Who
me.
said we were willing?
No, hold on a hot second, Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists.
Yeah, this is way beyond our level. We have no clue about this.
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter some mumbo-jumbo while you're sprinkling it around.
That's not gonna work. I can tell you that now.
It's a
Not gonna
common
work.
trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the protagonist gains self-confidence, everything else just magically falls into place.
Pretty sure there's a lot more to an exorcism than bravado.
Well, You were the ones who seemed concerned about his situation. Don't you think it would be a little unfair to make me do all the work? Besides, we both know you wouldn't be here at the Grand Narukami Shrine unless you had a request for me too. This is an opportunity to demonstrate that you come in good faith.
This feels all wrong. But you technically have a point.
Nah, she's all wrong.
All right, let's go. Don't worry now, I'll be coming along too.
Good! Then you'll be able to see what's wrong.
Okay, let's follow Yohei and go visit his brother. What is going on here? Granted, you can never be quite sure what's going on in Miko's mind, but she seems even more disinterested than usual in Yohei's situation. Well, a life's at stake here, so it looks like we'll have to deal with that first before we'll get the chance to ask her about the incantation stuff.
Yep, and I'm literally just gliding right now because I was letting Paimon finish saying what she was going to say. Let's see, is there any way to get closer? Yes, because we are quite a ways off. So let's teleport here. All right. Over here. This is a 33, which is not going to be a smaller number. I'm supposed to say, where did it go? Over here. Rose. Rose. Where are they? We have to go in the house? Okay, climbing up there is going horribly. Hold on. I think there's eggs up here. Just one. Okay, now we're off again. Do we gotta go deal with these guys?
How strange. My brother's been meditating here pretty much constantly over the past few days, but now he's gone.
Meditating?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. He just sits there alone, talking to himself. It's pretty disturbing, actually. But that's not important right now.
Interesting.
Where the heck could he have gone in his current state?
Now that is important.
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, we can't perform an exorcism with nothing to exorcise, can we? Kato, whatever your name was.
Wow.
Given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother and also picking up a handful of salt on your way? We'll need to use it during the exorcism.
Okay. Okay, got it.
I would have questioned
I'm on
that
it.
so hard.
Miko, what about us? Shouldn't we help look for his brother too?
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll
Wow.
take a look around and ask people what they know about the two brothers. Maybe we'll find out some amusing details.
She's so disrespectful to the people actually asking for help. It's like, whatever his name is. It's like, shouldn't you try to learn what the name is? I can't remember what it is either, but that's because I'm also on my phone. Because I'm listening to the story and there's not much to do at the moment. All right. Nabu.
Hello, sir. We'd like to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to
No.
tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
We're not the collectors, no.
Collectors? No, we're not here for anything like that. But, it sounds like Yohei and Shingo have gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle.
Well, yes, I don't think there's any disputing that. Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas and won't stick to anything.
That kind of sounds like me.
Yohei said his
But I
brother
do have a lot I
always
want to
wanted
do.
become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be a sensei.
That's true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever, bumming around in class instead of focusing on his training. In the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential, and even declared that he would challenge a disciple of Domon to a duel.
Wait, what? That's not what we heard.
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly different version. My brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently.
That might have actually happened.
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's ridiculous. He just lay there cussing to high heaven all day, every day. Some training regimen, that is. Yohei did tell me about Shingo winning the fight, but I took it with a grain of salt. You can ask Kenji at the village entrance more about that. He always has reliable information.
Yay, jumping to the next person to talk to. All right, this away. Here's the village entrance. Kenji! Tell me more.
Hey there! We've come to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, you mean Shingo and Yohei?
Yeah, we heard that Shingo defeated an apprentice of Domon's recently. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard they're starting their own school and you're looking to sign up?
No.
We're not here to sign up, but we would like to hear more details about the fight.
Well, you've come to the right person. I actually went to watch it.
What can you tell us about it?
I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art. But when he drew his sword, he became a whole different person.
I guess that happens.
The way he handled his blade, it was like flowing water.
Flowing
mesmerizing
water?
to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but he was absolutely no match for Shingo.
Is Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel too. He was celebrating very vocally, saying something like, "What a duel. I haven't felt this good in a long time."
Any other details to share? We've heard that Shingo has been behaving rather out of character since then.
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day. But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
So you're saying he's on drugs?
Quite impressive.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out. He shouted, "What is that stuff? Keep that away from me!" and then ran off.
Lady Guji,
Tofu.
esteemed exorcists. Finally, I found you. I found my brother. He's at the waterfall, and I've got the salt you asked for, too. Come on, let's go.
We're gonna go there and find that he's more manic
as
than
much as I prefer
Yayamiko
to
thought.
stay and hear some more delicious details. I
Delicious.
suppose we'd better be going now that he has been found.
She is really not interested in helping in the slightest. Wait till she sees how he is, though. He was so close to where we started. To the waypoint. Like literally, we probably soared right over his head. Oh, we definitely soared right over his head. Let's see. Let's drippy drop down here. Nah. All right, keep going, keep going. Almost hit the wall there. Sounds eerie around here. Ooh,
Look over there. That's him at the waterfall.
interesting. Please, no damage.
So this is Yohei's brother. Whoa. He's meditating while sitting in a waterfall. That's pretty wild.
At least he's not chasing the waterfall.
Listen, he's talking to himself.
Or is it himself?
Woo! How's that? Can you feel it?
That was weird.
Feel the feeling of manliness.
No.
Found your own school. Ha! So shallow. How can a manly man
aspire to something so lame. Please.
The phrase
Spare me.
manly
Spare
man
me.
just sounds weird to me.
I can't feel the manliness. I can't even feel the cold anymore. I can't take any more. I'm gonna die. Yohei. Yohei! Save me! Save me!
So, what do you make of this, Miko?
All the nonsense aside, he's calling for help.
He is, yeah.
Huh? Who goes there?
Hi, we're the Traveler, Paimon, Miko, and your brother.
No, don't come any closer. Help!
What do we do?
What a weird reaction.
Miko, think of something!
Oh, poor thing. Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final breaths to call on you for help. Whatever shall we do?
She's still not taking it seriously.
Well, how should I know?
The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something. Would you mind telling me what that's all about?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
You don't know? But surely you should have more insight than anyone else into how your brother came to be this way? Yohei, I suggest you think very carefully before you open your mouth again. This is a life or death situation.
She being serious or is she playing? Weird lines in the water around his head.
Your brother is your closest relative. You must have noticed straight away when he started acting out of character. And yet, 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me. You really expect me not to notice the gaping holes in your story?
But
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next. It's futile
Wow, what a
trying to
threat.
escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be right behind your back. After all, you did summon it together.
Oh, so she knows.
all right, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. My brother and I used a wishing incantation. We made a wish.
From a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an incantation at midnight and your wish will be granted. Just like the book described, we drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and lo and behold, spheres of light appeared all around us. After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills. But his whole personality changed too.
Why didn't you seek help right away? Why did you wait till now to get help for him?
Because
To get some help for him.
I was worried that if he
Get him
goes
some
back
help,
to
yeah.
normal, he'll lose his skills with the sword. If that
Wow.
happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and paid off our debts.
So then, why'd you
Wow.
go to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Because it got too
Because
bad.
with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something, and then no one would want to sign up as his disciple. So I was thinking that maybe Lady Guji might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skills?
That's very hopeful thinking.
My, look at you with your ingenious schemes.
Does it seem like it worked out
Stop
for you?
deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not his. They belong to the spirit that has possessed him.
You're right. We were wrong to do what we did.
He doesn't
We
sound
had
very
this
apologetic.
coming.
All right, then. Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt, and then draw your sword.
Are we throwing the salt in his eyes? You didn't even draw our sword.
What is that?
Oh, this is what she means by draw your sword.
It's the spirit!
Oh, the man that feels manly
That's what you
manliness.
summoned. And look, Now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Save me! Save me!
Miko! He fainted! What do we do now?
Fight the spirit.
We do nothing. But you, little one, just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Okay.
Who's this? Ah, a fellow swordmaster.
I wouldn't say swordmaster.
Come on, fight me!
He's coming! Be careful!
Okay.
Go.
Please don't hit the brothers. That'd be bad for business. At least I feel like it would be.
Take this! Solidify!
Almost done. And boom. I need to switch back to Nahida in the 4th spot.
That was great!
Arakawa Kuji.
What a rush! I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
Even though you lost. We have to go around and help everybody that
Prepared.
summons spirits,
But
don't
he
we?
looked pretty content at the end there.
Because he got what he wanted, a good fight.
Well, Paimon sure is confused. Do you know what that was all about?
I have a rough idea.
We can talk about it later. They're about to wake up.
What am I doing here? Yohei? Yohei, is that you?
Shingo, are you alright?
Yohei, I had the weirdest dream.
Wasn't a dream.
I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Domon's disciples.
Okay, it was a
I
dream.
thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't control my own body. And there was this voice in my ear talking to me constantly. I was terrified and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't. And the voice kept talking about manliness.
Cringe, right?
Shingo, we shouldn't have made that wish. We summoned a spirit and it possessed you.
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
Thank you, Lady Guji, and thank you for your assistance, exorcism experts.
All right, take him to get some rest. He's very weak right now, having been possessed for quite a few days. He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the picture now, don't you?
Yes, we understand now.
It's a very
We
pretty
won't do
picture.
it ever again.
Thank you, Lady Guji. Thank you, exorcists.
Please chill.
We'll be on our way then. Come on, Shingo.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten involved? And if so, why the heck were you so reluctant to help out?
She's gonna have some big
They would have
explanation.
been fine. I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
So, what was it that possessed Shingo?
You saw it all for yourselves.
Mhm.
I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Master of the sword, lots of strength and passion, but doesn't like tofu.
Paimon's got it. It was an Oni.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually seemed like it was trying to train Shingo to become bolder.
Fair enough.
When he's a human, how would
But
he
it
become a
seems
boulder?
like it had the opposite effect.
Tossing salt
what is that
caused
in
it
the
to
bushes behind
temporarily
us?
leave Shingo's body. Then you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared. Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord. Of course, It would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way. Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
Whew. Well, the main thing is that nobody got hurt.
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here. Come on, off we go.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, but are you sure about that?
You mean you disagree?
The book, a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book. Yes, I know the one.
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today. Incantations seem really popular right now.
Human
Bet they do.
beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of summoning spirits and stuff, and loads of people are trying it.
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret about it.
But who wrote this book, and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? What do you think, Traveler?
It does worry me a bit. If Miko says it's fine, we probably don't need to worry. I'm more curious about Miko's reaction.
You're right. Big events in the light novel market should be at the center of her attention, surely. But she doesn't seem to care about this book at all.
Not even in the slightest.
Lady Yai, I finally found you.
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
I'm here to report on Yai Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please take a look.
Are the numbers
Let
going to be
me
down
see.
and it's going to make her move to action?
What? We're losing market share?
That's exactly what's happening.
Yes. Overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories.
Now she'll do something.
One book is topping the charts. It's called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Dun dun dun.
Back here now.
Wow. Capitalism is what makes her
What is
move.
it? You have a really
Typical.
scary look on your face right now.
Things just got serious.
Just?
First-hand Guide to Summoning Spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the Yai Publishing House by every analysis.
Define serious.
Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is.
Well, what else do
I
you
have
expect?
to come up with a counterplan, and you are going to help me.
Why me?
How is this our problem all of a sudden?
You didn't want to help before, and so you found out you were losing sales.
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here?
I still believe that.
Am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all?
Way to flip the scripts.
What just happened? Again, you technically have a point, but this feels all wrong.
Because she's not doing it with the best of
Nothing's wrong,
intentions.
okay? Come on. We're going to war. I'm going to head back and make some preparations. Meet me outside the Yai Publishing House.
All right, to the publishing house. All the way over here. All right, where's she at? Let's get the down low on it all.
We're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yai Publishing House.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yai Publishing House with the status of Guji Yai and tell everyone that the incantations in that book are dangerous.
No, that's not our plan.
Oh, wow. Your first guess, and you got it absolutely
Wrong.
wrong.
Mm-hmm. Don't get mad at Paimon.
Yeah! Wait! Seriously? That wasn't it?
No.
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real. In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out. Also, sales for the book would only increase further.
Okay.
That's her main
that would be
concern.
pretty catastrophic. Oh, how about we confiscate all the copies?
You're gonna go around and get every copy?
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely disruptive to the lives of Inazumans.
But that means there's nothing we can do.
You can kill the reputation of the book.
I've been thinking. I've read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone. The
Like,
book contains many ancient kaidan, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very engaging way. That is why the book has become so popular.
okay.
I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its popularity while it's the only work in its league on the market.
Wait, so you mean...
That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing. So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel. Smash our rivals' sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yae Miko wages war.
Gotcha.
Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Wait,
Which is the afterthought for her.
so you want us to write a novel?
Can I really do that? I've never written a novel. That's not true.
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yae Publishing House. I have my ways. I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary.
Yeah, but I like posing it
Anyway,
as two different words.
There is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me. I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
So we're going to do all the surveying work. Go to the submission event to listen to what other readers like. Which, if you give me a moment, I have something to do, so I'll be back to record that later. But you'll see it right about now. All right, and about 6 hours later, I am back. Where are we going? Oh, just up here. The submission event should listen to what readers like. Reader. If that guy's not a reader. Reader. So we have to talk to 3 readers, and apparently only 3 people here read. I guess we can start with Sake.
The key to a successful light novel is having good illustrations.
Okay.
When to use illustrations, what they should contain, and which artists you should commission for them. These are all key things to bear in mind. Good
Okay.
illustrations can make up for bad writing. But on the flip side, a bad illustration can ruin your novel, even if you have the best story in the world. There's a saying that light novels are essentially a case of buy art, get words free. I'd agree with that. Too bad most of the top artists have jam-packed schedules, so it's extremely difficult to commission them. The illustrations in
Feels like a
First-Hand Guide to
commentary
Summoning
on,
Spirits are incredible,
manga
but
artists.
it's unlike any art style I've ever seen before.
Okay. So this dude says that you need to have good illustration. It's more important than story. I disagree. Although he was right about one aspect. Bad art can kill a story. okay art with a great story will carry. But you do need a way to differentiate between characters. There's one that I read that I dropped a while ago because I just couldn't tell who anybody was. All right. Kyota? What you guys say?
I've been reading light novels for a long time now.
Uh-huh.
I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works with an original core concept and good storytelling. These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other.
Yes.
Most of the time, I can guess what the story is about just from the title.
Well, that's kind of the point, though, I guess.
The recent book worth mentioning is A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Holy crap.
Not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really has met all those yokai before.
You probably have. Good observation there, but you don't understand your own observation. Setsu?
I'll be honest. I read light novels for the cheap thrills.
Oh, you like
In
cheap
most traditional
thrills.
stories,
I see.
The protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of separation, loss, and ultimately growth and renewed strength. It reads well and everything. It's just a little slow-paced for me.
Your
By
microwave
contrast,
generation.
There's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Oh my
where
gosh.
The protagonist is super strong right from the get-go. That's what I mean by cheap thrills. Action-packed right from page one.
You can really
Protagonist
pigeonhole
is a
yourself, though.
Kitsune, who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea ceremony, painting, and calligraphy.
So does he have any struggles?
Novels than Paimon realized. Let's go tell our findings to Yai Miko.
You just said it's just like, can do anything from the stars. Like, well then, what problems do they come up with? There has to be issues. Typically when you have a story like that, then they end up meeting somebody that's just like vastly stronger. But there's also the issue of where do you go next with your story? You know how many stories have been ruined because they make it to such an overpowered point that they don't know how they're going to top that part when it gets to the next part? Like they just leave themselves guessing. And that can kind of kill it, if you ask me. That, or you got to somehow lower everybody's expectations without losing them, and then give them a great, like, big fight scene or something after that.
There you are. Let me introduce the team.
Hi, team.
You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru.
Mhm.
Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people. He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style.
That's a good thing to have.
Satumi is Yai Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, that's a trade secret.
So she's like the
They'll
top
be
tier
teaming
one.
up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan now?
It
How are you going to
definitely
cater to
makes
everybody?
sense.
Now then, tell me what you found out about readers' preferences.
Okay. You tell Yai Miko the reader's thoughts. Like
All very
good
true.
illustrations.
An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Yes!
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still one question. What are we actually gonna write about? For example, we know we need an original core concept, but how do we come up with one?
There's plenty of ways to do that.
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience. Take A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the information gap between author and reader.
Makes
As
sense.
a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma.
Especially
What
since
is
they didn't get out much
commonplace
before.
to you may be fresh and original to them.
So does that mean we got to come up with the main story?
Right! So maybe
I
we
doubt
can
it.
take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and
And Sumeru.
But
Except for this
that
whole
would
mission was
make it
probably
a
made long before we
completely
went to
different
Sumeru.
genre than a first-hand guide
Before
to summoning
Sumeru even came out.
spirits. Is that gonna be a problem?
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences.
We got those.
As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
All right. Sounds good.
Alright, let's start with chapter 1 then.
How are we going to structure this?
What are you thinking?
Let's see. Reincarnated in another world, encounters with airborne emergency rations. The work-shy bard, and the dragon and the grand adventure.
This sounds like a great one.
Sounds very stereotypical.
Let's see here. The protagonist arrives in Mondstadt for the first time to the sight of a dragon flying around and wreaking havoc on the city.
That is actually how we
With
started.
some trusty companions, the protagonist successfully defeats the dragon. But then, the dragon suddenly turns into a beautiful young woman. Huh? Humans.
She's reading what
let
someone
us
else wrote.
work together to build a better future. The love story between human and dragon begins today? Well, that was an unexpected development. What happened to the grand adventure?
The grand adventure is just the protagonist's name. Wait, did Aether write this? He should never write again.
What? But that's so misleading.
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9.
Really?
The story certainly goes in an unorthodox direction, and the Dragon Girl sounds destined to be a hit character. Approved.
What the heck?
I agree with Paimon.
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past.
Yeah, he's
I
taking
think
real
you
liberties with
really
his own story.
understand what we're trying to do here. Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Do we get a check for
Yeah,
this?
we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with that problem.
That's good. Okay, we're done with chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2.
How many chapters is this book going to be? Because I feel like we just flew through
Do for now?
half of the story available.
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain. Hurry, chapter 2, let's go. Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
Don't just nod. No.
What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
I can't think of any more stories.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it came to this. But
Nope.
alas, the time has come prematurely.
Before it came to what? What's happened?
The bane of our existence, writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Capitalism is the biggest bane in my
When
opinion.
this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do.
Like literally, you're so busy having to live that you can't actually get anything done with art.
Don't worry.
Hey, capitalism.
This is my
I'm a
treat.
4 on the Enneagram.
Your treat?
Never take the test, but
wait a
it
minute.
describes me perfectly.
Nico, we'll be getting paid for all the hard work we're doing, right?
Of course. Everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Do I get royalties?
Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. For the sake of our paycheck, get your brain going!
Paycheck. Speaking of Mora,
Ooh! Does this mean your inspirations come back?
took a trip to Liyue. Tour guide turned out to be Rex Lavis. Rock and roll girl. I turned into a geoshaped hatchling. This kind of goes along with I was reincarnated as a slime or a spider. So, boom.
The the protagonist awakes to find themselves turned into a Geovishap hatchling, surrounded by countless adventurers. But then, the protagonist suddenly discovers that they have a special ability. Keep rolling to keep evolving!
Rolling?
So the protagonist rolled and rolled and rolled, hoping to evolve into the strongest Geo creature ever.
That's all it takes is rolling?
So, the protagonist is no longer a human, huh? Good luck retconning that after chapter 1.
She's got a point.
I give it a 9.5.
I don't.
Monster evolution is an increasingly common theme these days.
Uh-huh.
What started out as a rather niche genre has gradually worked its way into the mainstream.
That is very true.
And I wouldn't worry about the continuity issue. All we have to do is explain at the beginning of the work that the protagonist can travel between different worlds. Or just explain it away as a dream.
There's even a story of somebody reincarnating as a
No
sword.
integrity whatsoever.
The manga's actually really good.
The most important thing is that it's fun. In light novels, as in life, having fun is the most important thing. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
You do kinda have a point.
Oh, that's not just a kind of.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yai.
All right, what next?
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt Decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
Stuff this. Come on. Let's get rid of the Vision Hunt Decree. Farewell, literature Hunt Decree. Starting as a resistance soldier. This is the only one that makes sense of where to go.
When the Vision Hunt Decree comes out of nowhere, the protagonist joins the Resistance, starting out as an ordinary rank-and-file soldier. Find out how the protagonist goes on to make great contributions to the war effort, become best friends with the Resistance General, and get to know the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine, working together with everyone to finally secure a grand victory for the Resistance.
After becoming super strong from rolling as a Jehovah
I
shape.
think it's rather good. A lot of people still like the classic hero's journey, from ordinary soldier to great leader.
It sounds like
fresh
these
take
should
on a
all just
timeless
be different
classic.
stories, not
One thing, though.
continuing chapters.
We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori. Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle. That should do the trick.
That's where you're really challenging the other
We're
book.
really going head-to-head with our rival on this one, huh?
We gotta figure out who it
I
is.
suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
You sure about
We'll
that?
also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Inazuma absolutely adore her. You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yai Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation.
I don't know how I feel about all
Once
this.
our light novel is complete, let's meet at the writer's submission event.
This just feels like we're trying to play Big Bang Take Little Bang. Ah, okay. Let's go to the publishing house. Yeah. This line of missions gives me mixed feelings, because, yeah, we shouldn't leave everything as it is, but at the exact same time, this is exposing a lot. A lot of things I don't really agree with in the realm of making art. To which literature is a form of art. It's creating. Creating story. Alright, and drippy droppy. Hi there, Kurata. Tell Kurata about the situation.
Miss
Kuroda.
Hina doesn't usually do
Kuroda.
endorsements.
That's how you say it exactly.
But since it's Lady Guji that's asking, we'll see what we can do. With Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a collaboration. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters, and turns down every promotional opportunity she can. Maybe that's why her fans like her so much.
She's mysterious.
I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get an exposure boost at the beginning.
What if she's the one that's writing this
Light
other
novel
book?
Sell well and set a new record for the Yai Publishing House.
We'll do our best.
That we will. All right, let's go to submit the manuscript. Where do we go? Just up here? This doesn't look like Miss Hina, unless it's an alias. Yayumiko brings the completed light
Are you sure you'd
novel.
like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
So how many hands worked on it?
Strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon's slowly starting to understand your unique tastes.
That's the way to put it.
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished. Don't you think it's a very descriptive pen name?
We'll get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you really think this is gonna work?
We had a top-notch team.
That's right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist should be.
Okay, then I'll sign you up.
Any
Please
form of
come back
artist,
in
really.
3 days for the results. Thank you all for your submission. I wish you the very best of luck.
Thanks. Wait for 3 days. All right, time to fast forward through time. So, 1 day, 2 days. Oh, we gotta wait. Waiting, waiting, waiting. We're just waiting. Waiting for 3 days to pass. There's nothing else to say. So I'm just taking up space, 'cause I'm not editing more than I need to. Hold up. And boom. That should do it. I hope. Yep, it does it.
You've all finally made it.
What you gotta say?
Good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves.
Cool.
Multiple sales locations are asking when we'll be printing more copies.
Woohoo! That's great!
This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold.
Well, that's the power of
I
capitalism.
have 3 copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment will follow shortly, and I'll notify you to come and collect it when the time comes.
This is great. This is all great, but
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
so are we accomplishing that?
We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal. How do we know whether it worked?
Good question.
Oh, don't worry. The change is already underway.
All she cares about is the sales.
Listen to what the people around us are talking about. The conversation has already moved on, hasn't it?
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits at Midnight, and your wish will come true! Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man.
Microwave era.
No one's talking about that anymore. The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
Microwave era.
The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, If you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the Kitsune and all the other powerful yokai. They can make any of your wishes come true. I heard that the incantations in a first-hand guide to summoning spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he developed a high fever. They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get rid of the discomfort. That proves that the incantations in this book are more potent than the ones everyone was trying before.
And better for you.
Pretty much everyone I know is desperate to try it out. Just waiting for a moonless night.
Really? Well, I better go.
Wait, how did they use the
prepare too.
incantations so there hasn't been a moonless night yet?
Well, feeling less worried now?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right. Everyone's shifting focus.
I guess she figured this was a good time to kill two birds with one stone.
What's this moonless night that they're talking about? Hyman doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
She took some liberties with her own spells, remember?
This is
Or
something that will
incantations,
become
not
very
spells.
important to us further down the line. All right, it's time to move on to the next phase of the plan.
Ooh, what's the next phase?
There's a phase 2?
Are we going to find the original author?
Course. Behind every book that hits the market lies
Yup.
an author, right?
Oh yeah. If we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide to summoning spirits.
Why do you think it's a him? It could be a her.
So, we still need to figure out what his motive for writing it was.
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki. But when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever of having written the book.
Wait, so does that mean...
Yes, this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him actively sought him out.
Trying to spread the
After his
word.
novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." After that, he lost consciousness.
But the spirit that wrote the book has already left him now, right? So, what are we supposed to do?
We're supposed to catch the spirit?
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifest itself. And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role.
Are you talking to me or Paimon? This sounds very dubious.
Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
I don't like that stare. That look was not a good look for us. All right. Okay, so I guess we just got to make it over to like a beach over here. I've never been over here, I don't think. Unless we're talking about like underneath the island. Then I have been there. Yep, haven't been over here. Can say that with confidence. Wait. Yeah, I didn't even know this area existed. Maybe kinda. But not really. Because there's the prison where you had to sneak around back. That's part of going around back. When doing the regular Inazuma story. Come on, let's get as close as possible without falling to our death. Of course, there's always got to be one of these.
Miko, what is this place?
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author. This is the place where we are most likely to succeed in summoning the spirit.
Really? But it feels so eerie here.
That seems rather fitting, considering that we are dealing with the spirits of the deceased here. What are you so afraid of, honestly? We're finally about to meet the true author of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. Aren't you excited?
Not really.
Paimon's heart is pounding, but Paimon's pretty sure it's not because of excitement.
It's definitely not because of excitement.
Come on, in we go.
Hey, wait up!
Yeah, we need to follow.
Paimon's scared. Stay close by, okay? Don't leave Paimon all alone.
Try your best to keep up. Let's enter the summoning chamber. Starts. Wait. Sorry, Amber. Meant to do this sooner. I kept forgetting to do it.
There are still so many places for us to explore.
Then let's go explore, Nahida. Ooh, we get to play as Yai Miko. This place looks run down.
What a weird painting. Miko, do you know what it's supposed to show?
Probably a scene from ancient Inazuma.
It's a good piece of artwork and all, but it's also kinda eerie. So it's a bit scary.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the artist signed their name.
Makusai.
Rakusai? It's not very clear.
Let's go inside and take a look.
Okay. I hope we don't get haunted. Complete the preparations for the summoning ritual.
It's my lucky day.
Excuse me.
Everyone hold hands.
Life goes on. Come on out. Show them.
Yay, a chest! And vegetables. Give me... What all does do? I don't know how to use Yai Miko.
Wow, this place is huge. Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird-looking stool as well. Wonder what it's for.
Ah, I see. Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around. There should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move.
Ah. Uh-oh. Howdy, fellas!
Take this!
Excuse me, I'm kind of trapped in a wall here. Please don't take advantage.
Nice.
Oh, he was still up. Huh. There we go. 2 lamps. And yoink!
Solidify!
Hey,
Life goes on. I'm always watching.
This will do! Just stabilize! This isn't over!
I can't switch. It's not letting me. Come on, hit him, hit him, hit him. He healed up. Not cool.
Right now. Show them.
I don't know how to use... I don't know what her ability does exactly. I need to get a Yai Miko and then learn how to use her. Alright. Exquisite chest. Just some more goodies. Okay, where is... anything? Aha! Here we go. Lift me up higher. Okay, so we're back here. Wait. Wait, where do we go? That's caged. Do I really have to just go out here and float up? Oh, here we go. Now what? We can't go higher. This is where we gotta go.
Right here.
Let's get down to business. Stabilize.
Everyone hold hands.
How's this?
Go. Show them. Nothing lasts forever.
Her strike is strong, though, I will say. I just don't know how to use her normally. Wait. Ooh, potato. You just love when you find things in here like potatoes. It doesn't make sense, but they're here. 3. I just need to get that one up there. How would one get that one? This way. Wait, this is where I was. I think we want to go a different way. Wait, move. Oh, that explains what to do. Oh, hi.
Let me try.
I see everything. Share my knowledge.
Gosh, I keep hitting all the wrong buttons.
Life goes on.
Commit it to memory.
Come on out. Show them.
Cool. Now we get this little common chest. And roll this door out the way. And wait, let's go this one first. The door is blocked. How now? Howdy, fellas.
Right now. Rise.
Having Yai, Miko, and Nahida together is working beautifully. Yeah, absolutely beautifully. Just the combination of the Dendro and the Electro. Beautiful. Uh-huh. And then... Man, nothing in all those. This is just a wall. Scooch this. Arr. Oh, it's another lever. Pull the lever. Aha. And... Yoink. Are we going to see them in the mirror?
Whoa. It's that painting we just saw. It's
Wait, there's carrots on the other side.
It's getting
You're just going to abandon the carrots?
scarier. What is this place?
Oh, calm down, Paimon.
Okay. Next, I will show you a secret kitsune spell. This painting is a swift summoning medium, which means I'll be able to skip many of the more tedious steps.
Okay.
The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it. You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here.
Hold on. Are we... Surely you're not planning to...
Yes. The whole point of a summoning ritual is for a dead person's spirit to possess a living person's body.
You want...
You saw what
to possess
happened
him?
to that Oni samurai spirit. After leaving the host's body, he was only able to maintain his form for a very short time before disappearing.
So we're gonna
Summoning a
possess
spirit to
me and
possess the
exercise me?
traveler isn't gonna have any lasting negative consequences?
Oh, you really care about the little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends were caring like that.
Ouch.
Anyway,
To A.
are you
Ouch.
scared, little friend? Don't you worry now. It'll be over soon. Just think of it like having a dream.
What do I need to do?
Sit on the chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
So wait, is the mirror gonna show the spirit? So I guess spirits aren't like vampires.
Inside the painting. Huh? Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
Possibly. Oh, look at that. It's kind of dope.
Recite the incantation in your heart, little one. Also, you'll need to have some intense thoughts going through your head. A wish, for example. Now, what kind of wish do we think it would take to summon forth the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits?
It's not gonna be a sister, is it?
Anyone?
Probably something to do with writing?
Very good. The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so let me help add a little realism to the equation. The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly possible. When is the earliest that you can turn it in by?
Please, someone, anyone, help me write Chapter 4.
The painting is moving again! What the?
Ooh. They're glowing. Disturbing.
I never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own ritual. Getting a taste of my own medicine. What have we here? Another budding writer?
Nope.
What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing? Are novels so popular in this day and age?
We got you! So you are the one who wrote A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. What are you trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation in the book, huh? What's your game here?
Huh? What's this?
It's an ambush, dude.
Oh, I see. No wonder this felt so familiar. I've walked right into your trap, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
Ask me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glorious return to the world and plunge all of Inazuma into a brutal, bloody war.
Why?
What? Paimon knew it! You had an evil plan all along!
Oh, did you now? Then how naive of you to let me possess this body so easily. I sense, yes, great power within him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Good! With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way.
Wake up! Quick! Wake up! We gotta stop him!
It is futile. You shall never wake him again. This body now belongs to me.
You really didn't know who
Come on, wake up! Don't let him take
you're dealing with now, right?
Miko, think of something! Miko! Miko!
Oh, she's laughing. Why are they laughing together?
You're laughing?
Oh, Rakusai, you haven't changed a bit. You caught on so quickly. Too perfect.
Well, you made the face enough times that I couldn't exactly miss the hint. This is what you were going for, yes? Never one to stand on the sidelines of a good spectacle, are you? Always got to dive in and fan the flames, huh? You mischievous little kitsune, you. Look what you've done to this little flying one here. Oh, poor thing scared witless.
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now you're trying to blame it all on me?
Rakusai? Miko, you guys know each other?
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
So why did he do this?
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, Urakusai. No, wait. To be more accurate, it's Urakusai's memory.
Memory? But isn't he a spirit?
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to describe the same thing. Something that comes from the ley lines.
Do you remember that
This happens a lot
recent
in Inazuma,
incident
doesn't
when the
it?
Rift Hounds were gnawing at the sacred Sakura's roots? You witnessed human memories leaking from the ley lines, didn't you?
That's what I was referring to.
Well, since there are human memories, of course there are going to be yokai memories too. In life, yokai possess supernatural powers, and even when they are a shadow of their former selves from a bygone era, they still have the ability to control whether they are visible or not. Typically, yokai memories survive longer in the world than those of humans.
Indeed, indeed. I was wandering around the sacred Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone yelling, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." It piqued my curiosity, so I popped inside his body and wrote a novel for him.
So that's how it happened. But why did you include a summoning incantation in the novel?
Oh, little one. Not to toot my own horn here, but when I was alive, I wasn't just another kitsune, no. I was a mighty and powerful Daiyuko. The memories of other yokai can't possess human bodies at will like I can. But with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of days. Anything they're still itching to do, they can go and get it done.
But they can really mess up people's lives like that.
She's trying to say that all the commotion this causes is likely to be a great disturbance to the humans.
Disturbance? I guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, Oh, yes. And they might have a fever or whatever. But you know, I actually think that the most admirable thing about human beings is the way that they go out and shape their fate with their own two hands, given that they're not born blessed with the same powers that we enjoy. As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lesson eventually. So when you think about it, we're actually
Still sounds a
doing
little
the
too
humans
rough.
a big favor. Miko, you agree, don't you?
Yes, that's what I thought too.
All right then. You finally
Said that like she used to think that, but she doesn't think it anymore.
What are you scared of, little one?
Ghosts.
Don't be deceived by her day-to-day antics. Miko is actually one of the most powerful yokai out there.
Not only that, Urakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, to become the most popular in Inazuma.
Of course. You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help it. And yet you went to all these lengths to find my painting room, and even took the trouble to summon me. I knew you must have some ulterior motive. You were always the one to pick a quarrel with me when we all used to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose. Happy now?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later. Ooh,
Was this really the whole point of the whole mission?
I remember when you were just a little girl, always hanging off my shoulders. A few hundred years later, and you're all grown up.
Only a few hundred years.
Urakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much. That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we came from in the end.
That's sad.
Everyone's quite content in many ways, but they still can't help but ask, are we ever going to have another Hyakyako?
Don't you worry about that, Urakusai. Arrangements are being made. When my bell rings, it means the moonless night is upon us.
Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Miko, it's been nice catching up, but I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then. So, I'll be on my way now.
All right. Goodbye then, Urakusai.
One last thing, Miko. I just want to know, have you been well all these years?
I've been great, of course. Every day is a happy one. Especially these days. Not only do I have my light novels, but I've also met these two delightfully nosy outlanders. And even A is finally starting to come to her senses. Quite a miracle, given how pig-headed she can be.
Oh, well, great. That's
It really is
fantastic.
just two old friends catching up.
Urakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yai Publishing House's ace in the hole. And I would personally be hounding you over your next installment.
Well then.
He disappeared.
Yeah, he's conserving his energy.
How are you feeling?
Are you all there? Here, like last time, repeat after me.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you beat me to it.
1, 2, 3.
Looks like your brain
I only
is
remember this
intact.
because of all the ads on Crunchyroll.
So, your first possession, What was it like?
Back before, when you had Crunchyroll, you had to have premium in order to watch anything. Freaking money grubbers. I clearly remember everything pretty well. I just couldn't get myself in on the conversation.
Good. Saves me from having to explain everything again. Hearing Urakusai
Yeah, Paimon
admit
would probably
defeat
struggle.
has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on what they're all hoping for.
They want to do the Hayakiyako?
Yes.
Akiyako?
Though they only represent a tiny proportion of the memories in the ley lines, it will still be quite a sight to behold when the time comes. Since you've come this far, why don't you do one last thing for me, I'll need your help with the ritual.
You
Would it be though?
cannot be serious, Miko. After all that, you still have more errands for us?
Of course. She's taking advantage.
You up to scare Paimon just now. If you think Paimon's gonna do anything you ask for, think again!
Aw, come on. I'm really only asking you to finish what you started. Besides, your paychecks are still in my hands.
Paimon's in.
Paimon's paycheck?
My paycheck?
Well, there's no way out now. We're in too deep.
Yay! Quest goal is in Inazuma. So now we just open up this chest, get all the precious things out of the precious chest, and get on out of here. Do we pick up the rest of the story back at the shrine? It makes sense. Yep, go to the Grand Narukami Shrine and look for Yae Miko. Alright, and set up with the waypoint. Let's go wrap this story up. Yeah, she was here last time. I was kind of questioning if she was or not. Here we go. The wrap up.
Well, hello there, my little helpers.
Hello.
So nice of you to join me.
Do you have our
You're right
paychecks?
on time, too.
You have our paychecks.
As if we had a choice. We just want our paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
So, Miko, what exactly do we have to do to make this Hyakiyako happen? Also, to be clear, we actually have no idea what it even means.
That's also
It
true.
might sound ominous, but to put it simply, the Hyakiyako is just a gathering of the yokai. Back in the day at yokai gatherings, once
Kinda like the
everyone
Dies
had had plenty to drink,
Morta?
one by one they'd start soaring into the sky with their yokai powers. There were so many of them that their silhouettes would block out the moon. But now, the yokai memories that leak from the ley lines are weak. They are no longer able to fly.
Aw.
So I will be performing a convocation ritual for them, gathering all the wandering memories together in one place.
To help them
When
fly?
the time comes, they will gather in the sky above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Once their energy is spent, they will be satisfied and return to where they belong.
I see. I understand.
All the preparations for the ritual have actually been made well in advance. Remember the incantation and the mention of moonless night that I added to our novel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah! Something about reciting the secret Tales of Lady Kitsune on a moonless night.
That's the one. Actually, it's not a wish-granting incantation at all. It's a spell to help calm the ley line memories. When that time comes, let's all pitch in and help send them on their way.
What do you need from me?
I will start the ritual preparations shortly, and at that time, I need you to do 2 things. First, tell the shrine maidens to leave the mountain. During the Hyakyako, a whole swarm of yokai memories will be hanging around in the air above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Having the shrine maidens leave avoids the bothersome issue of someone potentially getting possessed. After that, I will commence
That'd be a
the
good thing to
ritual,
avoid.
and the memories will begin to congregate. This will take some time. I need you at the foot of Mount Yogo during this part to keep an eye on nearby monster activity. The memories are normally dispersed and don't pose a threat, but when their energy is concentrated, it is likely to disturb the monsters. They may see this as an opportunity to try and make it up the mountain. I need you to fend them off so that that doesn't happen.
So this mission is still continuing on for more and more?
Then what?
Well, if at that point you felt like coming to the shrine and getting a close-up view of the yokai, I wouldn't say no.
Okay, let's get going.
Alright. Tell the shrine maidens to leave the shrine temporarily. How many shrine maidens are there? Oh, here's one. Maki, get out of here.
Descend the mountain? Are those Lady Kuchi's orders?
Yep.
Yep, Miku said the ritual she's gonna perform soon might pose a physical danger to you all.
I see. I'll evacuate everyone right away. What about you?
We'll be taking care of a couple other things for her. And once we're done with that, we're gonna come back and do the ritual together.
Because we want to make sure that she's safe too.
It seems
We don't
like
want to
Lady
tell her what's
Kuchi
really loud.
places great trust in you. Lady Kuchi's never allowed anyone else to be in her presence when she's conducted rituals like this in the past. Thank you for helping with the ritual, and good luck.
Thanks!
Don't worry, we're much stronger than we look.
What, do we look weak?
Miku's about to start the ritual. Come on, let's go deal with the monsters down the mountain.
Let's go down the mountain. Hold up.
Yeah.
Haven't got any sakura blooms in a while. Let's go down the mountain. Let's go down. Whoop. Not too fast. Not too fast. Dang it, it was too fast. I made a mistake. I didn't think I was gonna clip it, but I clipped it. Is this a monster? Well, they're attacking.
Solidify!
What was I saying when you heard me?
This may hurt a little. Purging, transgression, wheel of life, be gone.
Take this!
Excuse me, please take more damage. Stop going so far away.
Got you.
You're obnoxious. Seriously, can you do your thing, Zhongli?
Out of my sight.
You get out of mine.
Winter shall eventually come.
I mean, it should. Oh, she didn't count. She wasn't one of the creatures that night. As night falls, the monsters slowly congregate in this area.
Monsters look really riled up.
We can't let them up the mountain. Let's get rid of them from Miko.
Yep. Let's get rid of them as fast as we can. Then we can get back in time to see the yokai. All right, here they come.
And the battle's on.
Solidify!
Committed to memory. The Temple of Wisdom.
go ahead and spark it up.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Gotta break down the shields as much as we can. One shield gone. Might as well take you down now. Excuse me, where do you think you're going? Take this. A little bit of this. Some of this. Don't forget some of this. There go your shields. And here goes you. Ah, more monsters.
Opening box of Adepti Tricks.
Stabilize.
Lightning flash!
Excuse me, you fire slime. Get out of here. Then there was you.
Let's get down to business.
You are monsters.
Everyone hold your
I'll take you out just the same, though.
Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
My blade!
Can you get off the rock? It's harder to hit you when you're up there. And
There's so many of them! Come on, you can do it!
come on, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Where'd he go? Did he fly up there? Why?
Lightning flash!
Wheel of Life.
Allow me.
Come on, attack. Zhongli always doesn't want to do his attack when I bring him out.
Show me what you've got.
Yeah, I'm doing it just way too quickly, but it shouldn't be that fast.
Take this!
Alright, that's the last of the monsters.
But they're monsters. Let's go back up. Wait, let's let Paimon finish what she was saying. Oh, I cut her off and she's not coming back to say it. Bummer. Teleport. And here we go. Yay, Miko.
So many! They're everywhere!
I saw a good thumbnail.
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time.
But now they can!
With me.
And we'll see a whole world of pure imagination.
You all right, little one?
There's going to be a
You look
lot of
little
thumbnail opportunities here.
nervous.
It's just, Hyman's never seen anything like this before! Whoa, they've really blocked out the moon!
That's what we were warned about. Wait. They didn't block it out when you said
does
it.
look a little intimidating, doesn't it?
A little.
But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls. Even after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short.
Do they really have to go?
It's a feast, and all feasts come to an end.
As do all
Since
things.
you're sorry to see them leave, why don't you do the recital along with me? O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment, in reverence I perform this rite.
In reverence, I perform this rite.
To be a guiding light.
Wow, so beautiful! Look! Lights are coming from Inazuma City!
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light. Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Murakusai, you asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me. But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course. Just as I thought, the ritual went very smoothly. Thank you both.
Miko, are you alright?
Oh, I'm great.
But the look on your face just now...
I'm fine, seriously. Really, No.
Be honest.
Honestly, you two.
Miko...
Fine. Well, if you're dead set on doing something for me, you can treat me to a meal.
Sure, no problem. A meal it is.
This is coming out of our paychecks, isn't it? A meal? It's a deal.
Okay. Well, see you soon then.
What about our paychecks? Wait until the appointed time the following day. And what is the appointed time? Wrong button. Just go to the following day. Even though we're fast forwarding through time, there's still quite a bit of waiting, isn't there?
Today is the day we agreed to treat Miko to a meal. The venue is Uyu Restaurant. Let's go!
To the restaurant! Boom. Teleports on over. And here we go. Run. If only one of the characters had equipped could go faster. But Mona just doesn't do what Nahida does. Hey, look, it's the readers.
Oh, wait is unbearable. How is the next chapter of the miraculous adventures of the Traveler not released yet?
It was quite a surprise when the moonless night finally came.
Yeah, that huge black cloud over Mount Yogo that night. It just seemed to form out of nowhere.
Kinda did.
Nothing happened after I made a wish using the method in that book.
That's right, we lied to you for sales.
Yeah.
Marketing
Guess light
schemes.
novels are just fiction after all, huh?
That night was definitely the nail in the coffin for the incantations from novels fad. Still, something tells me the miraculous adventures of the Traveler will remain an interesting series for a long time to come.
Huh? Paimon can't see Miko anywhere. Guess she's not out here. Maybe she went inside already. Let's head in and look for her.
Sounds like a plan. Instead of just eavesdropping on people out here. Wait. Ah, here we go.
Ah, my little
There she is.
friends. There you are.
There we are.
Miko, what is this? You started eating without us?
Paimon can never accept that.
I did, yes. You're paying after all. The thought of being able to eat the most expensive dishes and drink the finest sake, all for absolutely free? Oh, I just couldn't wait any longer.
There goes our paychecks.
Boss, see these two faces here? Remember them. They're the ones picking up the bill later.
This is dirty.
Alrighty.
That's.
What's gotten into you? Come on, sit yourselves down.
You haven't even paid
You
us.
have to try this fish. It's found exclusively in the waters around Seirai Island. They shipped it to Inazuma overnight, and it was still alive right up until I ordered it. Or maybe you'd rather try this? I know. I normally can't bring myself to drink sake this expensive either.
But
If
when
you
someone else
don't
is
drink
paying for it.
alcohol, that's fine too. There are all kinds of fruit juices covering the whole price spectrum.
Nico! You are outrageous!
This is just so we don't get our
When
paychecks.
you're working on the novel, all you ordered for us was the plainest kushikatsu!
Strange. I remember no such thing.
Well, I certainly remember it. Kushikatsu and fried tofu. That was it.
Oh, so what? You did offer to treat me to a meal, didn't you? Anyway, I am something of a VIP, you know. Wouldn't you find it embarrassing to treat me anything short of lavishly?
Well,
Nico, this meal is going to be super expensive! Aren't you afraid we won't be able to afford it?
no, she knows exactly how much we have
Oh,
made
don't you worry about that.
with her.
You can most definitely afford it. They're still printing your light novel by the batch, you know. You have quite the generous payment due.
What?
And how much money are we going to lose compared to what we make?
She tricked us into this!
Are we going to be
Nico
net zero?
was after our Mora from the very beginning!
Shouldn't have let our guard down.
Oh, the looks on your faces right now. Too perfect.
She really does love playing around.
Oh, by the way, since nobody's wishes came true on the moonless night, novels with incantations are no longer in vogue. So you'll have to come up with something new for the next chapter of The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler. The deadline is looming. I'm counting on you.
I'm sure you are. Well, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, it was like he turned to look at the rewards. But until next time, deuces.
So I wrote it in the rhyme. The Reverend Doctor got an 8K, wet working. The roaches get the race spray. My weak rhyme, my body, your best verses on game day. I touch the crowns of self-entitled kings. You leave the heat like LeBron when I melt your idols' vital things. This is Malcolm and Martin, Million Man March in Sparta, mixed with a legion of angels surrounding sons and daughters. Simon Peter with a desert eagle, waving it at Caesar. So if I was you, I probably wouldn't mention me either.